Sunil Malhotra has done an incredible job of portraying Gilmore.
Okay.
Sean Gilmore is,
expecting
in my
that.
imagination,
Me neither.
a naughty, sexy, mischievous cat. If
He
he's
nailed
not
it.
selling his
He nailed it. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Sintel with the Intel. I'm here with the beautiful Mikel-Claire.
How's it going?
Hey, happy. We are official critters, ladies and gentlemen. And we have finished the full season of The Legend of Vox Machina. We couldn't get enough of it, so we were like kind of curious as to like, maybe we can get a little bit additional backstory regarding some of the voice actors that were done in the animated series. So we will be reviewing a video from Critical Role. Make sure you subscribe to Critical Role. This video is called The Legend of the Cast of The Legend of Vox Machina. So maybe this will give us some interesting insight. I don't know.
First of all, thank you for that tongue twister.
Yeah.
You did. Bravo. Bravo. Bravo.
Hey. Scanlon approves, ladies and gentlemen. Scanlon approves.
Bravo.
Okay. All right, so without any further ado, let's get started. Now, I do have to admit, I know about some voice actors.
Okay.
But I don't know about like, all of them. So I'm sure there's gonna be some names that are gonna be like very new.
Oh yeah, I'm completely blind going in.
Right, but that's okay. But it's gonna be interesting. When I see stuff like this, I'm always curious to see like the voices to the how they look
The
and
face of
stuff.
the voice.
Yeah,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
compare it to like
Yeah,
the
face
actors
to a
that they-
name is what they call it.
All
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah. I'm
All right,
excited.
so let's see how it goes.
I wonder if it's gonna be like, well, that's Scanlon.
yeah.
I'll be like,
All right, let's get our Machina.
シンテルリアクス
When we first played through this campaign, we would have never imagined that we would get some of these names to be voices on our show.
I mean, I feel like a broken record when I just keep
think he's
fanboying
like the
over
DM.
the actors who
Okay.
are playing these characters, but I'm a fanboy for all the actors who are playing these characters. Ah.
Oh no, they're all so good. I can't believe these people are working
I've
on the
seen
show.
her before.
I hope they say the name in their cast.
Oh, I'm sure they will.
I hope so.
They have to.
Okay.
Because not everybody knows.
Right.
It's an interesting circumstance.
There we
to
go,
be developing
Matthew
an animated
Mercer.
series where I
Silas
created and
Burwood.
performed
Oh, he was
so many of
Silas,
these
huh?
characters, and then now we have the opportunity to bring them
Does he
to
look
life.
like you thought?
And
Yeah,
I
I've
should
seen
not
him
fight
before.
it.
Oh, okay.
I am genuinely really excited for and have been excited to find the right people to breathe life into these characters in ways that I never could.
Just like the player
Keelan.
characters, all of these
She looks like
NPCs
her.
that you've seen, they have a piece
her
of
too.
Matt
Oh, that's
in
Matt?
them. They feel like friends.
All right, so Mo.
So when we were casting it, there has been that deep amount of levels of consideration to make sure that they will truly be the exact perfect fit.
Now, from my understanding, like Matt Mercer is a dungeon master, right?
Okay.
And he's the person that manages the theater of the mind that the tabletop players have.
Yes.
And he's so involved with it that he does a lot of the voices himself.
Yes.
Be it women, old men, little kids, whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
he has the voice for it. And I think for critters, and please correct me if I'm wrong, full-blown old school critters, I think one of the concerns might have been like, well, who's going to voice some of the people that he was doing when they were doing the live action tabletop games? So it's like, is Matt Mercer going to be playing all of these characters? So I think people before they knew were scratching their heads and like, well, how is that going to work? Because we are so accustomed to the voices from Critical Role. Does that make sense?
A little bit, but I don't know why. And it said that he was Silas, and I mean, Silas Briarwood, and then also it had /various.
Right.
So why would they not assume that he would do that? Just because they would assume that maybe like some other voice actors would come in?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, because
Okay.
if you're getting the opportunity to get like other really professional voice actors, why have Matt Mercer do all of them? You see what I'm saying?
No, I get it, but he's
so-
because he's good at what he does.
Because he's really
That's what
good
I'm saying.
at what he does.
Don't be doubting. Don't be doubting Matt up in this piece.
Here we go.
We'll always want Matt to voice every old man, woman, child, but it's been surreal to hear the guests we've had come
That's
in
facts.
and bring some of these long cherished characters to life.
One of those NPCs that is beloved by
He
all
looks
is
like
John
Vince.
Gilmore,
Ah,
of Gilmore's
Gilmore!
Glorious Goods. And after a lot of back and forth with Matt himself was actually the one that was very adamant about allowing someone else to take a shot at this beloved character.
I wanted to make sure that his importance to the story
Oh, I want to
was
hear
given the
his
care
Gilmore
that it
voice.
His
deserved.
rendition.
Yeah.
His rendition.
We really wanted to find somebody who is
We'll see
funny
who it is.
and still full
Pike!
of life, and
Trickfoot!
I think we found him.
Sunil Malhotra has done an incredible job of portraying Gilmore.
Okay.
Sean
Wasn't expecting
Gilmore
that.
is, in my
neither.
imagination, a naughty, sexy, mischievous cat.
He nailed it.
If he's not selling his wares, he's selling
He nailed
himself.
Sunil brings playfulness, charisma, respect.
I feel very close to Gilmore. Just full of energy and life and verve. That is like hand in glove for me.
Verve.
He's bringing a very unique flair and passion to the role and is really good at hooking a finger.
What we ended up with was enough of Matt's version of the character that we still
Hey!
recognize him as the Gilmore that we fell in love with, but this new spin and new take that has an authenticity that we could not have
wanna
gotten
see
if Matt had
this.
played the character.
The voice really hits everything that you want out of Gilmore. I'm quite pleased.
Oh, wow,
As Matt painted it,
Photography.
Alexandria is such a broad, diverse,
Realm of
crazy
Tal'Dorei.
place filled with all kinds of voices from around
I've
the
noticed
realm.
that.
And to populate that
different
with voice
accents.
actors who aren't just the main 8 cast members of Critical Role was always a big goal of ours, to make this world feel expansive and real.
This show is a great big stew of unbelievable casting
Yes.
choices and people that you have been waiting for and knew were going to be part of it.
We are blessed with choice when it comes to extremely talented people that happen to be friends of
Nice.
ours. And so there have been opportunities in the series to have people like Kari Payton.
Not unfamiliar to Critical Role fans for his portrayal as Shikasta or in Undeadwood. Sovereign Uriel is a huge part, which meant that we needed a huge voice. Kari Payton was someone that we turned to for that, and he delivered
Kari.
instantly. He has a level of regality to his
Like
voice
you.
that you just can't ignore.
He just brings so much weight and integrity to Uriel and gives it
he
even
kills
more
it.
character than I would have imagined.
We're trying with some of the casting to make sure that everybody you want to hear who's been a part of the family sneaks in there every now and then. Felicia Day is a perfect example of someone you will hear rattling around Tal'Dorei.
You'll hear her doing her level best to defend Amon against its enemies in a few of the early episodes.
Fireman! As one!
We would not be here without Felicia Day. She took a chance on us, she saw the possibility, and we knew that we wanted
How
to use
fun.
her.
We also have people that we have known and
You know,
loved,
that's the.
such as
I
Bobby
know who
Hall.
that is.
Okay, we'll take you in. But the bear waits outside.
Good old Bobby Hall got to play some guards in some of the earlier episodes.
He blew us away. He was phenomenal.
Also stepping up for a character favorite from the Vox Machina campaign is Eugene Bird as
I've
Jared.
seen him before.
Jared got a new
Yeah.
role in this show. He is now a captain of the Arms of Amon in the animated series.
I think Jared is one of the
She
coolest
must be
characters
back.
in
She
the
back?
campaign.
Jared is the kind of
said
guy that you need to prove it to him. You need to prove it to him more than a few times.
Eugene is,
It is
like
Bex.
It
such
is
a
Bex.
wonderful human being and such a wonderful person. He was in Gears of War with me, and I was
Oh
so
man, dude,
When he
voice
looks
acting
like
in
a little
games.
General Krieg is a
Look at
character
little
from our
crest going on
early
there.
home game days that some
Little
fans
bit.
may not be
Little bit.
super familiar with, but he did reside on the Council of Tal'Dorei, and we had to turn to a big voice for his character.
Hello, my name is David Tennant, and I'm playing General Krieg.
Wow.
All right.
Nice.
David Tennant's in our show? What?
Being able to bring him on board to bring an NPC like Krieg to life, a pre-stream NPC. So he really is the one that brings it to life for the community as well for the first time.
I can't believe you made it out
Oh wow.
He was so excited
was fun.
to be part of this project
I
because
wasn't
he had seen
expecting
the
that.
path that it took.
I think it's fantastic. I think this is how all shows should be pitched. They should all start in somebody's front room and end up on television. Why not?
Knowing what that character is going to be required to do, David was fantastic to work with.
We've also had guest appearances by Tony Hale.
Of Veep fame is our Fence. He transformed
know
into
that.
slimy,
Right?
scheming
Yeah.
Fence so brilliantly.
Playing
funny,
the
dude.
head cleric is Anjali Bhimani. Her dulcet tones matched perfectly with the character. Don't want to forget Cassandra DeRollo, sister of Percy, played by Esme Creed Miles. The Tavern Keeper, which was a fan-created character, voiced by Mason Alexander Park, who was incredible. They knocked it
wanna
out
be
of the
a fan
booth.
creator.
The goddess voice of the Everlight is Tracy Toms. Incredible voice, incredible performer.
And One Punch Man himself, Max Mittleman, as Desmond, the coachman for the devious Briarwoods.
Bryn, who is a brand new character to the series, is voiced by Stacey Raymond. Also in the Whitestone crew as Keeper Yenin, we have Gina Torres.
Really? Oh my
First
God, I'm a
take of
fan of
her
Gina
is
Torres.
really someone of great calm and spirituality,
Oh, man.
but
Back
she
when I was a
has
brown
a much
coat,
greater
Firefly days.
agenda. She also has a couple of tricks up her sleeve.
I
which
didn't
make
know
her
that.
badass.
When it came to the character of Archibald Desney, we made some changes to the character
Oh,
overall
Archie.
and also wanted
I
to
forgot
push
about
this
Archie.
young
Yeah, that was a great
rebel
voice.
leader with a voice print that we
you.
thought
No, I'm
would do it
kidding.
justice. We're big fantasy fans, so again, in Shooting for the Moon, we reached out to Dominic Monaghan.
Word?
He said
One
yes.
of the Hobbits?
Archibald
Lord
is
of the Rings.
a
Oh, yeah,
kind of buccaneering, swarthy man of short stature.
Ooh, that
He
makes
tends
me
to
feel
let
like my
his
throat hurts.
fists
I know, right?
and his
Like you need a
axe
lozenge.
do the talking.
He just sounds like such a badass dwarf.
Then we need to make our next move count. Gather every able-bodied fighter in Whitestone.
Nice.
A bit of a hobbit.
Right?
Show. It's
Right.
amazing. Also, Stephen Root. We are huge fans of his, from everything from Office Space to Barry. The way that he chews and works with his words gave a whole new shape
Wow,
to the
that's to do with the
character.
stapler from The Office.
Tick-tock, you're wasting time.
Vedmeyer also cuts an extremely intimidating profile, and we knew with a half giant of his size, we needed a voice to match it. You can't go wrong with Royer McCann, the Hound from Game of
Wow,
Thrones. Dr. Henry Ripley is
really?
another one of the Briarwood henchmen that we knew we needed to bring to life. And Kelly Hu does an incredible job of that.
Don't play dumb. It won't end well for you.
Voice.
God, Kelly is a villain.
It's a really, really sharp performance.
So two of the NPCs that obviously jumped to our mind in the beginning was Lady Allura Vysoren and obviously Lady Kima of Vord. Big shoes, big characters, beloved by all. And we quickly turned to an angelic voice from Game of Thrones, Indira Varma, for Lady Allura Vysoren.
She has this grace and this prim quality to her.
I must object, Sir Finns. We don't even know what the creature is. Demon? Elemental? And how do you propose we capture it?
Nice.
She was able to deliver this very delicate, soft, but powerful dialogue.
I love you, Matt. I love your voice as Allura, but it's so amazing to hear the woman come to life.
And then her partner in crime, Kima of Vord, played by the incredibly funny Stephanie BEATRIZ.
She has just the perfect cadence and the perfect deadpan delivery and just nails it with her total disdain for the entire group of Vox Machina.
She's large and in charge, even though she's under 4 feet tall.
Stephanie is a fantastic badass of the utmost variety.
Playing a badass is an internal thing. It is about the space that you've decided that you take up. It isn't about how small or big you are.
She just like got it immediately and sounds exactly like I pictured Kima sounding.
While I miss Matt as Lady Kima, I'm pretty happy with who we got.
Another immensely talented voiceover actress, the illustrious Greg Griffin.
Delilah.
She is our
That was a
Delilah
great voice.
Briarwood.
Villains, I've been playing them for decades, and they're just so deliciously
That
wonderful
does
to
not.
play.
She changed that up. That's
is a
crazy.
very complicated villain.
I liken her to sort of like a big cat. I'll kill you when I'm feeling like it, but right now I'm just
She grasped
like this.
so many facets of the subtlety and that brimming intensity and threat, while still keeping that cordial, presentory upper crust.
She relishes in the villainous aspect, but she really gets the heart of Delilah.
She does do horrible, horrible things, but it's all in the name of love, so.
Right?
you have to
Love is
root for
all
her
right.
just a
I
little
feel
bit.
you on that.
We also have the talented
It was
Darren
all done
DePaul
for
joining
love.
us as Kyrian Stonefell.
He's grotesque, he's evil, he's disgusting, he is a mess. So I'm sure we're like, of course, Darren. He's disgusting, he's evil, he's a mess. We've gotta make it hit.
Darren is, I'm not convinced is human. He can make creatures come out of him that don't really make sense.
Nobody's going to get into that part of the
Didn't he
basement
have-
of
yeah, I
their
was just about
voice
to
like
say,
Darren
wasn't
can.
really.
Death to the Deros!
Whoa!
There's the great
Wow.
joy in playing someone who just doesn't get it.
Watching this universe come to life, it's
That would've
bigger
been
and
so
more
much
complex
fun.
than I even imagined.
Oh my God.
These are adult stories, adult themes, And because it's animated, it means that you can do so much more.
Anything that you can think of, anything that you can dream up, that can be brought to life in the world of animation.
Who would have thought that we would get to tell these stories in this medium? And people aren't ready for how vibrant and exciting it looks.
It's very like those cartoons that you watched as a kid. It kind of reeks of nostalgia, but with swear words.
Yes!
And what could be better?
It feels like our little group
Yeah, the
is
public
just
enemy
starting
shirt.
to
Did you see that?
expand and grow.
For many, many years, this was truly a world that only existed in a handful of people's imagination.
It feels like these characters that we have lived with for years now have been given new life.
The fact that there are all these critters who are invested in this means that, fuck, it needs to be seen, it needs to be made.
This is because of you, and I know it brings tears to my eyes. It's kind of an amazing thing.
Indulge and engage with this moment that you helped create, because without you, it would not have been.
Knowing that the Legend of Vox Machina was creator made from top to bottom,
That's so cool.
there's a certain magic to that that
man.
I don't think you can get anywhere else.
People say stuff like, this is your world, you created this stuff. Like, I, to a degree, helped to facet it, but I am one of many storytellers in this. Me and all the players at the table, and the community that watch this, and all these artists, developers, and designers. This is a continued expansion of that collaboration, and collaboration is key. This isn't my world anymore. This is our world.
This is our world now.
Right, man. How fun.
This is our world. January 28th. That was not long ago. Wow. It's been about a month. Wow.
It's always fun to get a chance to see like the voices and see like who is the person that's got this picture in my head based off of just their voice. Are there any big surprises or shocks?
Well, let's see. Going behind the Iron Curtain is a little strange.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Well, first, before I say that, it's very interesting that like a lot of the cartoon renderings look somewhat familiar, somewhat similar to the actual voice actor. Like that part was a little interesting to me. Like I could see like little parts of some of them. So that was kind of cool. Any surprises? Scanlan's a little surprising. He was a little surprising to me.
Yeah.
Percy
Yeah.
was a little surprising.
Yes. Yeah, I agree with you on that.
And I would like to hear the rendition, Matt's rendition of all these characters that he used to voice.
Right.
That would have been kind of, that's gonna be kind of cool. But I don't know, they did an amazing job in order, I mean, I think it was fantastic. I'm glad to see like the faces to the names, put the faces to the names. What about you? Were you like surprised? Were you like, I didn't know that?
Yeah, well, I mean, I like seeing that surprise of knowing that the person that I've been listening to is not what my mental picture is going to be, and not because it doesn't matter. You know, all that matters is how you sound. But there's still a part of you that just has an idea, right? It's like that's not necessarily what I envisioned, but okay, all right, let's keep it going. I think what's cool about this is Matt Mercer, the creator of Critical Role, is willing to let a piece of his art go so that it can be, you know, shared and in many opinions probably upgraded. You know, because you know if you want to have somebody that's just say that identifies as a woman, you may want to have that voice sound closer to that identity. If because I know I doubt anybody want to hear me play like a 13-year-old girl. You know, it probably wouldn't work. You know what I'm saying?
Mind it. Please don't, but I wouldn't.
And if there was an option, to have somebody that can authentically play that part authentically, you know, it raises the production value for everybody. But that's also one of the things that probably makes the show endearing is that you have this one guy, you know, embodying all of these different characters. So I bet there was a bit of nostalgic missing.
Oh yeah, because it's what you're used to.
Right.
It's what you're used to.
Yeah, but you hear like some of the other cast members are saying, well, I'm kind of glad that we decided to go this route because it adds a whole new extra layer to it.
Of course, and that's the whole part of collaboration and teamwork.
Yeah.
Making it best for the entire project.
Yeah.
Why do I keep getting these accents? I think it's because
we just got done listening to some people do some accents. I had to hold myself back from trying to do a couple accents.
I love them. I have to.
So is this enough to maybe watch an actual episode of Critical Role one day?
I would watch an episode. I'm always open to see what it's about, what it's like. You know what I mean? Because I've never experienced it live. Well, not live, but you know what I mean. I've never viewed anything like that before.
Right.
So I'm absolutely willing.
Something that was new to me that I didn't realize was that they were doing like a live action tabletop game in front of a big, gigantic, massive audience. I didn't know that. I was like, oh wow, that seems fun and interesting. Wonder how that kind of goes down. It's because, you know, as somebody who has dabbled in the theater, there is nothing like being on and live and in front of a huge audience. It adds a whole different kind of energy, which is totally different than the energy that I've had when I've played a tabletop game with friends, and it's just, you know, 5 or 6 like really good friends, and you can just really take some serious chances without having any real repercussions for your actions. So I'll be curious to like check out maybe like one of those kind of episodes. Does this make you miss the legend of Vox Machina? Make you want to come back a little bit quicker?
Oh, I wanted it to come back quicker the minute it ended. Yeah. So I mean, did this particular thing do that for me? Not necessarily. But do I enjoy knowing the faces? Yes. But I am absolutely invested in wanting to see second season.
Voice acting seems like a really fun job. Would you do it?
Of course. Absolutely. Especially because like you said, like there's no one really, you don't have that audience. So I don't necessarily need the audience to be able to, because I feel like I could, you know, give my best without having somebody there, and it's just, I don't know, I absolutely would. I think it'd be so fun to bring somebody to life, to bring something to life. Yeah.
And it also seems fun to be able to like show up to work in like sweats.
Oh yeah, I saw a couple people in their closets.
They was like,
they were like,
I'm trying to get comfortable with this.
I got my Public Enemy t-shirt on.
All of that. Hey, well, thank you so much for hanging out with us, and thank you, Critical Role, for bringing us the legend of Vox Machina. Please subscribe to Critical Role. There'll be a link in the description below. And also thank you for giving us a little more insight regarding some of the voice actors that have brought this absolutely incredible series to life. Hey, if you haven't subscribed, what are you doing? Hit the subscription button and allow me to pause because I cut the beautiful Mikel-Claire off. You didn't think I saw that, right?
Wait, I kept waiting for him to turn to me and say, "Thanks, Critical Role." But he didn't, so I was waiting.
Hold on, here we go.
Thanks, Critical Role.
Hey, make sure you give us those thumbs up too. That's how the algorithm knows that you digging what we give it to you. Hey, I think that's gonna be it, and we will catch you on the next one.